YouTube now. Zahira, hey, Andrian, Core, Kang, how we doing, guys? Right, okay, little bit of house rules. We've got 2 minutes before we're due to start, so while we're waiting to start, let me know where you're registering or logging in from. Which country are you based, guys? Let me know. Yeah, where we logging in from, guys? We UK, Europe, Asia, Africa, US, Australia. Catherine, how we doing? Go on, tell me where you're registering in from today. What's gold saying? Well, gold has been saying buy, buy, buy all day, but literally I've taken one trade this morning and I've sat out. Namibia, Frankie Frederick's country. How we doing? UK from Prime HFT Pass. YouTube, hi guys, how are you? Hey, right. Main and Grill, or Main and Cali. Yeah, just got your message. I'm good, thank you, buddy. Right, okay, so 1 more minute before we're due to start. So I'm not going to say anything properly until we get on. So listen, what what's interesting you in the market right now? What do you find is creating market moves? Traded same since yesterday, New York session holding buys. Nice. Uh, I don't hold anything, so I literally close them out. We had very simple buy at about 8 p.m. last night that I sent out to my traders. Traders sent out to my members. Banked 75 pips last night. I took another trade through the Asian session, which I didn't share because I didn't expect any of them to be awake at around 1 a.m. And then we took another one at 5:30 this morning. Um, Again, members have crushed it. Why? Because we just wait for a couple of simple trades and then when they set up, we just take advantage of it. Um, okay, right, guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's 1 o'clock now, so we're going to make a start. So, first things first, why, what should we be looking at and why? Well, right now, market momentum from the lower time frame is definitely momentum is to the upside. However, we have done $46 today in a straight line. But since yesterday, when we reversed at the structural point, if you have a look, we have reversed pretty much $90 in a straight line. So I'm just looking at this right now, and I'm contemplating a correction trade right now. So 30-minute, we've rejected at the level. We're pushing higher. So if this candle continues to put, in fact, it doesn't even need to continue to push higher. We've created a top wick. I'm going to place a sell stop underneath the low of the bearish candle close. Okay, so I'm going to place a sell. Oh, where's my magic keys? Okay, 1 second, guys. I just need to bring magic keys back. No sells today. You stick to your rules, bro. I will trade breakouts if we get above here, but as it stands, I am gonna stick to my rules. And that's because that's what works for me. Doesn't mean it'll work for you, but it's what works for me. And like I said, every day that I'm here, all you're gonna see me do is repeat the same stuff day in, day out, and you'll either like it or you won't like it. Okay, so sell stop is in place. I'm going to share the chart with you in a second. Let's just get in our partial TPs. So I like to be set first, and because this is against predominant market trend, I'm going to apply what I call my 70% rule. So the 70% rule just means that 70% to target, which is 10 pips, I'm going to put in an auto break even at 7 pips. Okay, so just let me know, YouTube, can you see the MT4 screen? Uh, TikTok, I am going to change the MT4 screen now for you. Does NY session start at 1 p.m. or 2:30? New York Stock Exchange opens at 2:30. Commodity Exchange opens at 1:30. So this is pre-COMEX opening. Okay. Yeah. So look, I have placed a sell stop underneath the low of this bearish 30-minute candle closure. Okay. What you're seeing is the low of that candle is, what is it? 47.08. So 47.08. If you say the spread is what, a couple of pips, for me, it's right now it's just under 1 pip. So I'm going to put a 2 pip spread. So 47.08. So we want to go in at 46.85, something like that. 46.85. So you want 46.85. Well, Grace, how you doing? Or His Grace, how you doing? 1 hour time frame. So this is 30-minute time frame. So look, guys, the market momentum is completely to the upside, right? But it doesn't mean that I won't trade short. And I'll go back and explain why I'm going to look for shorts. If we look at this candle, if this was with trend right now, if it was with trend, what I'm seeing here is, no, there's not enough. Actually, if there was 25 pips on that wick, I would take what I call a flip. But because this market is pushed up first, and because it's pushed up first and failing to break the high, if we break the lows, then I'm looking to sell it. And you can see we've got clear candle space pretty much down to this area. So happy to put in a second TP. Let's just put that in down there. I don't know. That's just a guesstimation. So I'll bring that in somewhere here. So that's 50 pips, second TP. Now look, if price continues to push and go higher, I don't mind. I really don't mind. Why don't I mind? Because the market wouldn't trigger me in. I am currently looking for sells, yeah. And I'm only going to look for sells on this candle. So this candle, because we've rejected the resistance area that I'd pre-identified, we've had a strong sell. We've taken out the high and the low of the previous candle, and this candle is now pushing up. So, like I said, if it continues to push up, we don't lose anything. It just keeps going up. But if it pushes up and then breaks the low, this is going to form a downrange candle. A downrange candle would then expect to see the market continue to move lower. So I have a 10 pip first target, and I have a 70 pip, a 7 pip second take, 7 pip auto break even set. So that is to reduce risk quickly. My stop loss, that's here. It's above the 30-minute candle high. Can you see that, guys? If you're struggling to see it, then I'd say get on YouTube. YouTube has definitely got a cleaner charts, but I know a lot of you prefer TikTok. Keep reading multiple different answers. Well, there's Josh. There's no different answers. So New York Stock Exchange opens at 2:30. That's fact. Okay, and the Commodity Exchange that opens at 1:30. That's fact. So they can't change. If you're trading gold, it's a commodity rate. So fresh cash comes into the market just before 1:30. Okay, so New York Stock Exchange, that's equities, indexes, so that's going to have a different impact on different markets. It will also impact how gold moves. So there are multiple different exchanges that open at different times. So yes, it can get a little bit confusing, but that's why it's important when you start to plan what asset class you want to trade, you understand exactly what the opening times are for every market or every instrument that you want to trade, because this will have an impact on how it initially moves. Okay. Stop loss price is just above the 30-minute highs. And then as soon as it triggers, so if it triggers, I'll move my stop above the high of the current candle, so the trigger candle. NFL Sire, if you just go to either YouTube and type in Trade and Train, or just go to my link in the bio and you'll see it. Just click on the Stand Store and then you'll be able to register on YouTube. YouTube. Looking for buys myself till Thursday morning, Wednesday evening. Stick to your rules. Whatever Murray trades, whatever you have studied and works for you in principle, I would never try and change that. Okay? Just do what is working for you, and if you're getting the results, double down on it. Okay? So, and this is why I always say to people, never fix something that's not broken. Joel Moas, good afternoon, sir. How are you? Okay, yeah. Looking for buys myself. Yeah. Okay. KO, good afternoon, team. So listen, while we're waiting for things to set up, let me just have a look at the DAX. No, leave the DAX alone. NASDAQ, we're back at that level. That level was teasing me yesterday, but we might get a punch through it today, so we'll see. I've got 21 minutes to wait for that. Let me just have a quick, I just need to minimize the screen and check something. For so yeah, we've started off what day is it? Tuesday. 2:30. What are we doing? That's the wrong week. That's better. 2:30. Yeah. Fed Chair Powell speaks again. I mean, 2:30, I'll be wrapping up by then, so I'm not really bothered. What's he talking about? Due to participate in a panel discussion titled Policy Panel at the ECB Forum on Central Banking. Okay, so one thing we know about Fed Chair Powell is he's getting hammered by President Trump right now. Absolutely uh, ridiculed in the press. Lots of buyers coming in. Yeah, where are they? In which market? Um, Trump is just calling him a numbskull, dumb. He said, I've been kind to him, I've been nasty to him, and this idiot just can't get it. So literally, the let's see what happens. See how see if he gets sacked. Who knows? The market is a very strange place at the minute. Um, I would be looking for two setups predominantly. I'm happy to trade, um, as I was saying, gold short where we currently sit on the basis that we're at a resistance level right now. We've seen the market show a potential reversal with this candle, and now this next candle is pushing higher. If we break the lows, fantastic. If we break up and go above the resistance level, then we'll start looking for breakout trades. Okay, so it's simple. Each system of mine they flow nicely one into the other. Okay, so I will only do whatever price tells me. I'm not going to say I know this is happening and I know that's happening because I don't. Price will tell me what's happening. And remember, just because it gives me a seller candle or it gives me a particular setup, still doesn't mean it's going to work. The markets are random, okay? And because they're random, that means any situation, any outcome can happen. So never get too confident with your system, your strategy. Always just trade if you know it has a certain success rate, if you know it has a certain probability of winning. You stick to the numbers, okay? Don't try and do anything more than that. Where people go wrong is they try and force the situation because they think they know what's going to happen. We don't. No one knows what's going to happen. If we knew what was going to happen, we'd put every penny we had on the market, right? Um, NASDAQ is now, I hate MT4 for this, but NASDAQ is potentially breaking. So we want to see how this closes. We've seen it multiple times yesterday where price came down and then managed to bounce back up above the 21,620 level. So don't get caught into selling these little spikes because you're just going to get ripped and you what's it. So let it close below. If it means you miss the trade, you miss the trade. There'll be another opportunity. Okay. So just wait, guys. Just wait. Be patient. Let the market dictate what we're going to do. So today we've had a fantastic start to the day. Members, we took what 70, no, today was 55 pips. Last night was 50 pips. Just simple setups like this, guys, this morning. Market, strong trend, inside candle. Watch what happens. It's just easy pickings. We see the market is pumping, it's pumping. We see get a little breakout, and then here, this area here, I'm going to show you on TradingView because this area, we got this happened. The candle closed above, the next candle wick down. I sent it out into the members chat to buy above, and then boom, market just absolutely rammed. So well done to all those members. Again, same setups here, but I'll show you on TradingView afterwards. We just got to wait for this market to play out. Whether it goes up or down, it doesn't. Why do you draw demand exactly on the body and not the wick? Okay, good question. So I always use the body because the wick shows me where the market. So if you want to use something different, the wick shows you what price the market went to. The closing price shows you exactly, for example, you could have loads of wicks, right, that all come down to the same price. So let's take a look at NASDAQ. So look, you see here, if we wanted a different market condition right now, you see all these wicks have come down. This just tells us where price went to. So right now, price could come down to here and then reverse back. But if it comes down to here and closes, then I would say to you, right, next thing I'd do is wait for this candle to push up and I'll sell the low of that regardless of these wicks because this has done something different to everything it's done here. The closing price is showing me exactly where price stopped. This just gives me a range to trade into. Does that make sense? It's a very good way to be consistent. If you want to be consistent using the wicks, then you have to, I would say, draw your SNR or your trend lines to the tip of the wick. Yeah. Do you have an entry? Yeah, I've got an entry on gold. We're not triggered. We're selling underneath the previous 30-minute candle low, unless the market breaks out to the upside. The market breaks out to the upside, I'll probably fancy. I'll come back to TradingView to have a look, but I'm just going to take my pick between gold and NASDAQ. Gold is some gold, NASDAQ. I think I'll probably take NASDAQ if if this one breaks lower and gold breaks higher. So if gold breaks higher and NASDAQ breaks lower, I'll probably take the NASDAQ. But I need to see it break and close below. We've got 40 gold traders only looking for buys. Good man. That is the market trend. So I wouldn't apply my 70% rule with that, which is why I highlighted the sell. I've got a 70% auto break even in. NQ reversal to all-time high after market open unless 4-0 inverses at 10 a.m. Trade what you see. Trade what you see. If that's what's going to happen, perfect. Listen, just remember indexes. What are they meant to do? Are indexes meant to go up or are they meant to go down? So, right, let me show you something. So, if you go down to a lower time frame, when you see a seller candle like that, you can see market's created a high, a low, a high. If we break the low, you get a change of structure on the lower time frame. I just don't need to change the time frame because I can see what's happened. Okay. Just imagine you've got a pen and you were to draw it. What happened? It's come up, then it came down, believe it or not. It actually went up, created a new high, then it's created a lower low. Now it's coming back up to create a new high. So if it breaks, then you have a break of trend on a lower time frame. Market is up $100 from Asian opening Monday until I see the upward trend change. No shorts. That's your rule. Stick to them, gold trader. I just do what I do, and like I said, I'm not here to have arguments or disagree with people. I'm just doing what I do. And I do the same thing every day. Lost 1,050 today, but we go again tomorrow. Joe, I feel for you, buddy. But look, every loss should be a big learning curve. So the question is, when you took the loss, did you stick to some rules? Did you do something different with risk management? Did you just buy or sell based on a feeling as opposed to an if done scenario? So these are things that you need to ask yourself. And when you start applying those questions to your trading, you'll find you'll start being much more disciplined. So for me to get triggered into a trade, hey Carl, how you doing? For me to get triggered in, yeah, everyone has to have their viewpoint. Okay, so um, for every buyer there's a seller, and for every buyer, when there isn't a seller, the market just goes higher and higher until it attracts sellers. Okay, so that's that's what market makers do. They try and marry up the buyers and the sellers, and if there's no sellers, guess what? That's where you get gapping. I'm in since 3,338. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. You've done well. Um, okay, so this I'm just going to hold for now. I can't get triggered unless there's a big shift in sentiment. So I don't mind if this is just a spike above here, taking out the highs. But if we close above the level, like I said, then I'll be looking at either gold longs or NASDAQ shorts. Traded buy from 3284. Lovely. Gold repeats itself. My missus says I repeat myself. So listen, when markets move up, whether it's in trend, any fool can make money. And we see this time and time again, more so in the crypto space because, or stock space. Why? Because they predominantly trend and go ballistic. And then you get the social proof traders jumping in that follow everyone else that's saying buy, 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 buy. So when something's going in a direction, then absolutely anyone can make money. You just have to hit the buy button. The question is when things don't. Since 2009, I've been trading. Um, but you have to be prepared for downturns. You can't. I mean, okay, you look at some of the crypto guys. They have hodls. They literally just hold and hold and hold. You could tell them anything you want, and they'll tell you Bitcoin's going to 1 million or 5 million or whatever it is, and they'll just be holding. Back in the day, they used to use leverage to take positions on the altcoins. Now they don't need to because they've literally got that much equity in Bitcoin itself. They don't need to sell it anymore and use leverage. They've got that much capital now from holding for such a long time. I'm safe. I closed two positions. One is still running and stop loss is safe too. Yeah, but listen, you still have to have an exit, and you still have to have a management because let's say your stop loss is at break even, and now gold moves and that stop loss or that trade is 3%, 4% in profit, or $3,000, whatever you want to call it, whether it's a percent or dollar number, doesn't matter. At what point do you start managing that trade? If you do it based on emotions, you're going to look at the numbers. If you do it based on rules, then you're going to do it based on what the candles say. So always have a plan when you go into the market about what you're going to do, okay, and how you're going to do it. Because if you don't, you're going to do everything based on emotion. Let's say you just leave your stop loss at break even and it gets to $4,000 in profit. And then, I don't know, let's just say, let's say the market just takes a downturn for whatever reason. And your $4,000 just dwindles down and you manage to close it out for $500 profit. Are you going to be happy? Are you going to be annoyed with yourself? What are you going to do? So always think about the worst case scenario. Uh, Based on rules, amazing. I had TP 58, 68, 78, moved all TP to 78. If it gets close, I might move TP to 34, 30. So why keep changing the TP? Why have a TP? If you're going to keep changing it, why not just trail your stop? That'd be my question to you. Yeah, I always take profit. That's my preference. It doesn't mean it's the right one. Emon, 6K on gold. Awesome. Day is done. You've done the good stuff. All right, so NASDAQ is getting very close to an interesting area for me. So the question is, we've got 6 minutes. It looks like we're going to close below. So if I get a candle closure up, then I'll be selling NASDAQ. So if we get candle closure down, next candle to push up, I will sell NASDAQ. I'm still going to wait to see how this one closes first. What we got here? Susie's Dashun's good afternoon. Cross consultant. Why do you prefer 30-minute time frame? I don't prefer 30-minute time frame. I trade whatever I see, whether that's the 15, the 30, or the H1. I'm not loyal to a particular time frame. Let's just say I've got three wives when it comes to entry time frames. Raven, look, the market's just doing one thing at the minute, and it's just going north. Um, I'm just waiting to see how this candle closes. I've got a sell stop underneath the low of the bearish candle. Um, I don't mind the fact that the high's been taken. We've still got 5 minutes left. The market could continue higher, it could drop lower. So I'm just going to wait. The likelihood of me getting triggered on this candle is very low. Very, very low. It doesn't cost me any money. But if it does trigger me, then this market's going to sink. Yeah, news at 2:30, isn't it? But I'd be well out of a trade by then. I'm not buying yet. I just want to. I have a sell stop in place. Win rate last month was 78%, but in live stream it was probably about 88%. I think I had 3 losses on live stream last month. Isn't the news going to cause the market to go even higher? I have absolutely no idea, and no one does. So we do not know what is going to be said. We don't know how it's going to be said. We don't know how the positions are in the market. So high impact news. Yep, at 2:30, Powell is speaking. So I've just realized, where's YouTube? Sorry guys, if you've been asking questions, uh, hey NFL Cyrus, yeah, you found us on YouTube. Well done, mate. Thank you. What is your bias on this chart? My bias is long. My bias is long. It doesn't mean that I won't trade short, but my bias is long. Don't trade news master market levels. Who's trading news? No one's trading news here. But Mary, good advice. Ah, a signal provider. Now, always intrigues me, signal providers. Mary, do you do any live streams? Yeah, yeah, no, I news. Listen, I just don't put an order there 10 minutes before. I would always trade before the news and after the event. Let's see what happens anyway. It's either, as they say, it can either go up or it can go down. And it really is that simple. So go on. No, I have no followers for. It'll take time. So Mary is, sorry, forgive me, I don't know. Are you male or female? Um, Listen, it takes time. I mean, look, I don't have many followers on TikTok. But I've only just started doing lives on here, and the follow rates. Oh, well, you will be disciplined then. Do you know how many ladies do we have in here right now? How many lady traders do we have in here right now? If you're a lady, just say yes or hit the number one. I'm going to give you an interesting stat, Mary. Okay, so ladies, all I can tell you is you stand a much better chance of being a successful trader than the guys. Trust you to pipe up now, Matty Brown. So look, and the so it's a simple thing called testosterone and those two dangly things between our legs. Okay. Um, the reason this is right, women generally don't have to try and prove themselves. They will just stick to a set of rules and they won't deter. They will just do it. Pal's speaking at 2:30. So I'm happy to leave this order in right now, just based on where that candle's closed. Whereas guys, if have you ever been to roulette? Have you ever been to a casino with a guy? What do they tend to do? I love it, gold trader. So, what do guys do? They lose $50. So they go, oh, do you know what? Right, let's put $50 down and we'll get 100 back. We'll double down. Okay, we lose that. Let's put $100 down. Okay, we lose that. Let's put $200 down. You won't see women do that. You won't see women do that. Women are generally uh, a lot more strict. Okay, they're generally better planners as well. So, do you put entry on 1 hour time frame or get entry? You must go to the. Oh Christ! No, I don't look at a 1 minute time frame. No, I'm not looking at a 1 minute time frame. Send me wappy, send me absolutely crazy. So what I would say is, um, in order to be good or consistent, not necessarily good, to be consistent. Once you're consistent, then you can start to fine tune things to get better. Um, then what you can do is you can start to fine tune things to get better, but you must have a plan. If you haven't got a plan, it's not going to happen. Carl Carlson, wishing you a wonderful day as well, my friend. Always nice to see someone wishing others well. Matty Brown asking for all the single ladies. Mr. CEO, how are you? And thank you for sharing the live. Imagine you just saw the Asian low bought at 6 a.m. since you'd seen London run it up to 11 a.m. To be fair, I did buy at about midnight UK time, but I closed out at just before 3 a.m. and then I went to sleep. Then I woke back up and bought at 5:30. So I'm married, but I have a single sister. Anyone in the UK to date her? I love it. There you go, Matt. Matt on TikTok was asking if there's any single ladies. Well, Matt, Mary trades gold. She's married, but she has a single sister in the UK. Look at this. We're turning into like a dating channel. Gold short. Yeah, I have a gold short order in. Uh, Hello, Wallace. Rad, good afternoon. Well, listen, there's some things I've never ever seen on my live stream before, and that's yeah, there's potential now on the NASDAQ for shorts. I'm just gonna I'm leaving hard to sleep in this heat, but and on YouTube and not TikTok. Oh, no worries. PMI prediction. No idea. Not bothered. Glad to come across this channel. Thank you. That's very kind of you, sir. Remember, guys, this isn't advice what I do. This is just what I do on a daily basis. I'll analyze the charts. I'll explain why I'm looking at certain things, and then I will show you a rule-based process to do it. Okay, so look, while we're waiting for this to unfold, I'm just going to show you um, what I think could unravel on Nasdaq because I'm I don't think gold's going to trigger now. I'm going to leave it for this candle, but let's have a look. Look, so what's happened here on Nasdaq? We can see we've had a close below. We've got a wick up here, 2578. Okay, so I think we're safe to put a sell stop on the Nasdaq underneath the current 30 minute low. So uh, I don't think we'll trigger unless we get a big shift. So partial TP, I'm going to do a little bit less. Normally I do a partial TP of 20 pips, but partial TP on NASDAQ, I'm going to put in at 15 today. Okay, so I'm going to put another partial TP just at where the market gapped. Okay, so that I'm going to show you those orders. Where's the screen? Damn, where is it? Display capture. There we go. Okay, so look, I just realized. Come on, TikTok. Why is it not working? YouTube, you are on. Yeah, I'm looking to short gold and I'm looking to short NASDAQ. So I've got a sell stop on both. Now, gold doesn't look like it'll trigger. To be fair, NASDAQ may not either. But we've broken structure, we've closed below, we've had a wick up. So for me, the wick up now is the bow being pulled backwards, we let go of it, and we're looking for that arrow to get fired forwards. If price keeps going up, now, what's going to happen? If price keeps going up, what's going to happen? If price keeps going up, are we going to get triggered? Yeah, I trade gold, NASDAQ, and DAX. It will retest the broken resistance. If it does, it does. But just think about it. Our sell stop is underneath the low of the current candle, right? So if price keeps going up, we can't get triggered. But what's happened is price has just gone up. No sellers have come into the market yet. Price has just gone up. So if it's gone up and created a top wick like that and then it breaks the low, what does that tell you? It shows you the market has shifted its sentiment during that at Mr. Terminals. Who the hell is Mr. Terminals? I literally don't follow anyone or anything for any trading information. Okay, I do everything myself, and it either works or it doesn't work. Um, That's fine. There we go. So if we get triggered, what you're going to see in the top right hand corner here, guys, is you're going to see some orange numbers or some blue numbers. If it's orange, do you think is it bullish gold? Gold is very bullish. Doesn't mean it's going to keep going up though. Yeah, does not mean it's going to keep going up. I need to put an auto break even actually here. We've gone 15 pips, so I need to put that in at 10. Okay, 3,300, can it retest? I'm sure it can. Just remember, guys, you want a process in place, and I'll explain to you my setups in a second. I can't do it while we're on MT4, but after this one triggers, if it does trigger or it doesn't trigger, I'm going to show you exactly why I took it, and then you'll be able to see the rules. So at 10 pips, so what will happen is if it triggers in this top right hand corner, you're going to see some orange and blue numbers. Orange means it's losing, blue means it's in positive. If it goes to 10,000, that means I'm 10 pips up, and you'll see my stop loss move from basically that resistance area to my entry price. I won't touch it, it'll just do it. Any questions so far, guys? So NASDAQ, what are we? 90 points down on the day. God, it's hot. Okay, we're about to get triggered. Close, but we didn't get triggered. Doesn't get much closer than that. Oh, you trade what? So this is the NASDAQ. So I'm just looking for the candle to break its own low. If it breaks its own low, we'll be in a sell. No, this is the NASDAQ. Let's hope so. But look, you can't win them all. We'd like to. Are you going to sell? Yeah, I have a sell stop underneath the low of the current candle. This is MT4. Let's go to gold chart. There's nothing on gold. I'm gonna kill this trade in 20 minutes. In fact, I'll kill it now. There's nothing. We're gonna pop here, so I just need to focus on this one. Gold's not gonna trigger for me. And there we go. Right, we're in the trade now, guys. So let's see what happens. I had a sell stop on gold. I will cancel it actually. I don't need to keep it running. Uh, let's cancel gold. Okay, I've just cancelled gold by the way, guys. So look, if we just go back, it's cancelled. Why cancel? Because it's invalid. Next candle's broken the highs and closing above. So we'll come back to that later. If anything now, What have we got? 143. So in 2 minutes, that 15-minute candle, if it closes anywhere where it is, sorry, I'm watching it on a different screen over here. It's going to close above the level, so I won't be trading it. If we come back down, then maybe, but if anything right now, based on what NASDAQ's doing and what gold's doing, probably gold's going to keep going higher and maybe NASDAQ to push lower. But again, we shall see. Um, will news sell gold? I have no idea. NASDAQ, yep, selling. I'm 8 pips offside. Yeah, US 100, NDX, NASDAQ, multiple different names with multiple brokers. Yep, I'm short NASDAQ. So we'll see what happens. Okay. So just looking at the lower time frame, just to see what's happening here. Um, I will be, what, 1 minute to go. So we've got an inside candle after some momentum candles. I would suspect that we will break the current inside candle's low. Whether we continue lower or not, we'll have to wait and see. But we should get into profit at some point. What is a buy zone? Um, it depends. If a buy zone for me would be once support is formed in an uptrend, or yeah, that would be it. Once support is formed in an uptrend. People will give you loads of weird and wonderful, wacky definitions of a buy zone, but for me, it'd just be seller candles followed by a buyer candle in an uptrend. That's a buy zone. I'll be buying. So, right. Uh, when this candle, if this candle breaks the inside candle's low, I'm going to bring the stop right down. Ah, very quiet on YouTube today, guys. Not many questions coming through. Whew. Big Janie, what is was that asked by someone else up there? No. Okay. Sorry, no, I thought someone else just said what is a buy zone, but it's the same person. Oh, good luck on trading. Nice live. We'll be with you on gold only. All right, thank you. Why are you always on off live on TikTok? On off live? What do you mean on off live? I'm on live every day at 1 p.m. I don't trade silver, no. Spreads are too big. Emil, just I'm not sure what you mean. Why am I always on off? How do you enter from 1 hour time frame? Um, uh, now look, gold is rejecting that level. So if it does, right, I'm going to bring my stops down above the high of this candle here. So I'm happy to take a loss on this. And if gold comes back down, I'll be a seller of gold. So potentially taking a 20 something pip loss here, guys. Potentially. Will I sell it again? Yeah, if the setup's still valid, but if it breaks the high, I don't want to be in the trade. So just remember, price action will give you the clues. If it breaks the highs, probability is it's going to move higher. So I'd rather take a loss now. I can always get back in later. Uh, Happens, bro. Yeah, and it will always happen. We'll always have losses. We'll always have uh, always have losses. As much as I would love to not have them, unfortunately, it's part and parcel of trading. It's a bit like, I don't know, boxing and getting hit in the face. It's not going to happen. Uh, all right, guys, there's no issue. Remember, this is a friendly space. There's no one digging into anyone. Whether you're typing or not, and the phone's dead, or whether you've got a keyboard, it doesn't matter, guys. It's a friendly space. Everyone in here should want the same things, which is success. What's the perfect lot size to use on US Tech with an account of $200? I wouldn't trade with $200 to be fair, but you need to be using minimum lot size 0.01 and then check what contract size is because a lot of brokers will have a contract size of 10 and some will have 1. Ideally, you want a contract size of 1 because that will make your risk even smaller. It'll allow you to do 0.01. If the contract size is 10, the smallest you can do will be zero point 0.1. What's the perfect next? But I feel the next 100 is up. Copper is gold bullish right now. Yeah, gold is bullish. It's been up all well since what about 5 p.m. yesterday. Um, but look, trade what you see. Just because something's bullish, it's a bit like I don't know, breathing, right? You can't just breathe out. You have to breathe back in at some point. So even if something is bullish, you can still trade it short if you've got the right risk management, the right set of rules. It doesn't mean you're going to have um, a winning trade. It doesn't mean you're going to lose money because you're going against the predominant trend. Just be consistent. Uh, Thank you for sharing. What time frame is this? 15-minute we're looking at the minute. So the entry was based off the 30-minute. We got clipped in because it pulled up a nice big top wick. Then it broke its own lows. We got triggered in literally instantly, and ever since then, it's just gone up. Can't do much about that. But like I said, gold's still pushing higher. Uh, if this candle closes like this, and if I do get stopped out, I will replace the same order underneath the bullish candle though. So I will give it a second opportunity if that happens. It may just drop. It may just go up. I don't know. But sorry, it's just a bit sweaty in my office, hence I'm rubbing my arms. Rohi, according to your strategy, you entered the trade one candle later, right? And it would have been better to enter on the previous candle. No, this is the first candle that broke the lows and broke structure. Then this candle pushed up and I traded it as a flip entry. So I'll bring up the rules in a second. So the only difference was I traded it as a flip entry as opposed to the low of the candle that broke structure. Yeah. Mark, take a look at the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour. Cannot see at any stage over the last 48 hours showing a sell. On gold, yeah, you won't have seen any because it was only the 30-minute that showed it. So we need at least two 30-minute candles to show an hour candle. So why do I need to look at the 1 hour and 2 hour and the 4 hour? Yeah, does that make sense? I have absolutely, I don't need to change time frame. If one 30-minute candle, outside candle, you need two of those to make an hour. So I don't need to go up to the hour. I don't need to go to the 2 hour. I don't need to go to the 4 hour. Yeah. Remember, the lower time frame will always turn before the higher time frame. Therefore, the lower time frame will always give you more opportunities. You'll also get more losses. Oh, sweating. It's not often I can say I'm sweating in the UK. But looks like I'm about to get pinged on this one. I will replace the sell order after the 2 o'clock candle closes. Same entry price. Well, not quite the same, just underneath the low of this candle. Oh, which of your setups is your short gold? There's no short on gold. It's gone. Yeah, UK heatwave, man. This my office has no AC. It's like a sauna. It's good for the old weight loss. What is your trade? Losing. Uh, it was a sell on the NASDQ underneath the low of this candle. So it pushed up, then broke down, broke its own lows. We got triggered in, and then literally since it got triggered, all it's done is go higher. So, oh, I would love to know. I think the water's coming out of me as fast as I'm putting it in. I've had just shy of 2 liters since I've been sat here, and I reckon 1.5's come out of me. Peanut, thank you again for your live streams and mentoring. Got my second, yeah, no, well done. So Peanut today got a $3,200 payout, guys. So if you can all give him a, oh, hold on, I think I found a little tool. Let me see if this works. Da, 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 da. Where did I see that? Let me know if this works. There we go. Uh, oh, cheers, gold trader. But look, the amount of we'll see what happens. It's still not dead yet. Um, it might, but did that come through? Did it come through on YouTube? Did you hear a clap or not? So it came through on TikTok. Oh, it came through on YouTube as well. Hilarious. Okay. Interesting. I'm winning. Enough of the gadgets now. Oh, dear me. You can tell I'm bored with this trade. I am beginning to master your teachings because I kept using it and gained a little bucks. That's great to hear, Pastor. Listen, I'm bored, Fenton. I like my trades to move quickly. This is like a death of 1,000 cuts. But, and there was me thinking you had a sense of humor, Fenton. Oh, Jesus. All right, might go for a run after this. I love it. Straight to the point. So 2 minutes. As hourly candles going to close and probably close out the trade as well. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. 3, there we go, and it's gone. Okay, worst. Good man. That's what I like to hear, Nick. That's what I like to hear. I would be happy to see you go live on a daily basis, mate. I bet you're like one of the football pundits sat on the sideline that's the best manager on the sideline but never done anything. But appreciate your comments. Feedback taken. I'll be placing the, I'll be placing the same trade as well again in about 2 minutes. So we'll see. If next candle pushes up, I'm placing the same trade. Uh, okay. And there we go. 22,610. Okay, there we go. Same trade again. Yeah, news in 30 minutes. If it doesn't trigger, if this is going to trigger in the first 15 minutes, then I'm all right. And then if the news pushes the market higher, I'll replace the trade. So I'll close it just before the news. But if it's say 220, I'll cancel the order. So what news? Powell speaking at 2:30. Could news change direction? Yeah, it could change direction. It could send stocks higher, it could send stocks lower. No idea. That's why I never like to trade news. I'll trade before it and I'll trade after it. But today I won't be trading after it because it'll be too late. Stop loss just above the current candle high. Uh, so how would we make decisions according to news? So I wouldn't make decisions according to news. I'd make decisions after the news has come out. So let's say the news comes out and pushes price higher initially, but then it reverses and takes out the lows. Then you want to start looking for sell setups on the market. If the news comes out and pushes price down and then breaks its own highs, you want to start looking for buys. If news comes out and breaks the lows and then the next candle pushes higher and then breaks the lows again, you want to start looking for sells. That's just the short term based on price action. Don't try and figure out what people anticipate and what they're thinking and the way they're positioned in the market. Just look at what price does. Wait for the dust to settle and then make your decision based on what the candles are telling you. That's it. Um, yeah, so we've yeah, so first trade on socials this month. First trade loser. What a way to start July on the socials. But luckily, it's been a very good start. But unfortunately, I'm sorry, guys. Um, took one, took one for the team there. Um, it was a setup I would take every time, so I don't mind. What's this? Wall Street. The government spends about $100 billion per month on interest payments for the 37 trillion national debt. 1.2 trillion per year in gross interest payments. That is over 25% of the US government revenue going to interest payments just on debt. Spend more on interest payments than defense. Interesting. Cocktail, hello. In my honest opinion, any figures or news in the market days before through leagues? Oh, news is at what time? 2:30, so in 26 minutes. So if we don't have anything here in the next the lower time frames. Whew. All right, well, if we don't trigger, like I said, in the next 20 minutes, call it 15 minutes, I'll cancel this order and I will be done for the day. Media forced to admit Trump's tariffs are working as revenues spike. I love it. This world's just so bonkers. Tariffs don't work, tariffs work. Tariffs don't work, tariffs work. Trump's nuts, Trump's not nuts. Trump doesn't know what he's doing, Trump knows what he's doing. Just don't read the news, guys. What lot size do I use? On this account, 5 lots. And then there's just copies to everything else. So initially, if there's a low, then a breakthrough of a high, we should long and vice versa. You want to see it close. So look, if the market breaks the lows and then it reverses and closes above the highs, that would give you an indication that the market has just reversed its sentiment based on the news that came out. I wish I could trade NASDQ. It's so volatile and I'm just not disciplined enough. Does anyone know who is buying gold and pushing it higher? Same with BTC. Love it. Like the biggest buyers of gold's China, and I think the world knows that. It's just, but the quantities that people talk about are uh, very inflated. You just need to look to see how many tons of gold there are in the world and how many is produced. You set a sell stop when this candle closed. Yeah, I set a sell stop when this candle closed and this candle pushed up, but I also was triggered into the same trade. It was a slightly aggressive entry on the basis called a flip entry because it was a very bullish candle when I first placed the order. I placed it underneath the low of the candle. Then the candle just reversed, came down, triggered me in, and then just went higher. Um, so it's look, there are different ways you can enter the market. Most of mine, or in fact, mine will always be a sell stops and buy stops. I never do at market entries. One thing I will say is when it comes to um, entries like that, I'll use a flip entry when there's a big enough wick and when the candle that's live after this candle here, this big bearish close, When this one's live and it's showing a big bullish candle, I'll use a flip then. But if it's just a small bullish candle, I wouldn't use a flip. I'd sell underneath the low of this candle. Gold sell, I need to wait now. I'd need to wait until 3 o'clock. I need, because look, we've had 30-minute candle closure here, outside candle, broke the highs, broke the lows. Next candle, just wick down, then broke the highs, next candle, another uprange candle, potentially forming a downrange candle now. Where where we buy or sell, sir? Not at the minute yet. I have a sell stop on NASDQ. But look, gold's coming down and NASDAQ's going up at the minute. So maybe they've both come to the end of their little moves. We shall see. Okay, so this is where I'll use the same entry technique I did last time because look, we've got 33 pips. So just going to push that underneath here. Okay, let's get rid of that. Change that. So same flip entry technique. I've got about 16, 25, yeah, 16 minutes to let this one run. Auto break even. All right, 15 pip auto break even. So gold's pushing lower, NASDAQ up. Is trade invalidated now? Candle high breached. On the lower time frame, yeah, but if we look at the hourly, we can see we've got big bearish candle. It's closed below, which it hasn't done previously. This candle's wicking up. If we break our own lows, I'd look to sell and fill this candle range. Musk said to oversee Tesla shares in Europe, US as Afshar exits. Don't know who that is. Okay. I'm gonna give it. I'll give it 15 minutes, and then I will I will not either. I will close my trade, and then I'll just take a couple of questions, and then I'll close the live stream, guys. How many of you are using funded accounts? Just out of curiosity, are you buying or selling? I have a. You enter based on a continuation from the pullback candle range. Yeah, in theory. Thomas Godfrey coaching. Hey, Thomas. Uh, Thomas, just out of curiosity, just looking at do you work on mindset? Is that what you work on? You psychology? Uh, I, I can stay on for a little bit. I can stay on for a little bit. You, uh, yeah, no, I'm asking you what you coach. Are you coaching mindset or are you coaching trading? Mindset. Okay, drop me a message. Always interesting to speak to people that work on mindset. Because you can have two people with the same system and only one person makes money, and it only comes down to one thing: the mind. Subconscious is your enemy. Yeah. Rules are everything. So listen, I suppose I can stay on a little bit while Pal's speaking, but I can't stay on too long. Uh, Hold on, let me just check. What do I have? Mr. Ezroma, unfortunately, I do not do guests, not on live streams. Now, um, okay, so gold is getting pretty close to where we had original entries, but if this stays up here, I'll leave the order on through the news. Okay, so if this stays up here, I'll leave the order on through the news. 25, 27. Yeah. So um, if it stays up here, I will definitely leave this order on through the news. If it was close to it, I'd kill it straight away. So if price comes down here, I'm going to kill it. If it stays up here and stays as a big bullish candle, I'm going to leave the order open. I'm waiting for it to fill the gap. Yeah, the gap is an interesting little price zone. Now, just remember, gaps, they can get filled same day, they can get filled weeks, months later. So don't always just say, oh, I'm going to wait for the gap to get filled. Yeah. Uh, your method is similar to the shift mindset method. Okay, I'd be interested to know what that means because I don't. Long here. Um, no, I've got a sell stop underneath the low of this hourly candle though. If it keeps going up, I don't get triggered. I have taken a loss, by the way, if you're new here. I have taken a loss today. Similar entry technique, just on a lower time frame. On the 5 min, I said. Um, sorry, not following. Leslie, good afternoon. The is simply the mastery of one's own awareness. Ah, okay, like it. Yes, I'm good in certain areas, terrible in others, if I'm honest. Strive to improve on a daily basis. That's all we can do. All right. Um, let's see how this one pans. Powell speaks today. Yeah, in 13 minutes. So I'll give it his time. But mm, so I'm going to close this position in 7 minutes if it hasn't triggered. If it hasn't triggered, I will close this. Attachment to outcome is the only battle, aka ego. Yeah, I don't think I've got much of one of those, but I have to let other people tell me that. Um, I'm just looking at selling this market. It's a setup I like. It's one I've traded. Yeah, well, we'll see. Today could kill us. Today could be the day that he talks about cutting rates and being Trump's best friend. And if he does that, well then he's gonna add two shitty two trades that have gone wrong to my playbook today, if that's the case. So, as Roma, you're bullish. Okay, cool. Um, look at those emojis coming through on YouTube. Um, look, okay, so few minutes, guys, a few minutes, and I will be killing this trade because I'm not going to sit. Oh, well, you never know. I tell you what, because we're getting close to the news, I'm gonna do some. Let's. I'm gonna give it a 10 pip first. I'll get rid of auto break even. Don't need it anymore. This is the NASDAQ. Mark, do you have video explaining your trade setup? Uh, you just if you were to go through YouTube, there'll be. I mean, obviously, I do in the members channel, but in YouTube, you'll be able to see all the old videos where we've taken trades. Um, this entry is slightly different. It's called a flip entry, because it's the market's gone bullish to bearish, and we're looking to fill the range of this wick. If the news wasn't coming out in 10 minutes, the TP would, instead of being 10 pips, would be 20 pips with a break even of 15. But like I said, if the price is remaining down here in the next few minutes, I'm going to kill the entry. If it pushes back up here, I'll leave the entry open. Uh, 10 pip close, full or partial? Just partial. So if it takes 10, it'll automatically bring my stop to break even. So obviously, so through, uh, oh, whiskey. What do you like? What whiskey do you like? Are you a bourbon? Are you single malt? What kind of thing do you like? This is one of my favorite topics. Who likes whiskey? Not too whiskey for a back. Peanut loves his bourbon. Gold traders never liked his whiskey. It's one of my. Here we go. Are we gonna? Wicks get filled. Prince Jacks. Good afternoon. Well, they do at some point. I have invested in cask. Can't touch it. Okay. Which cask? There's a lot of whiskey investments these days. Oh, you're a peaty one, Fenton. Lafrogue and Jura. You like a bit of peat? I'm not a peaty man myself. What am I trading? Vivi, you're late to the party today, Vivi. Where have you been? Well, all I can say is you've not missed, you were better being late today. You missed a losing trade. After your live, I want to have a talk with you. I'm a zero in the world of FX. I'm a zero. Yeah, I'm not in any whiskey investments. Uh, I have a bottle in my office, cork out now, just a small one. Love it. Oh, you've been having a session. What session were you having, Vivi? PT? Were you in the gym? We've got one side of this group talking about drinking. We've got another side of this group talking about fitness. Looking for a serious mentor. I'm a newcomer in the world of FX. I meant, okay, Prince. Okay, yeah. Listen, appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. Ha Please message me. I'll never message you direct. So if there is anyone on here right now and they message you direct, it's not me. Okay. Um, if people want to message me, I will always reply. It might take me a little bit of time to do it, but I'll always reply. Let's just see what's going on here. Gold is still where it is. Okay, I'm gonna leave this for the time being. If we can keep pushing a little bit higher, I'll leave it. Not really, just a live session with my traders for the month. Oh, okay. You've been live as well, have you? How did it go? You had a good session? Oh, what's going on? Uh, Zoom. What's the rationale behind the market's instruments you like to trade? Ah, Harry, good question. Okay, so um, when you want to consider an instrument to trade, first of all, look at the timings of the day. Okay, so what times do you have available? So for me, I can pretty much trade any time of the day that I want. So what times do we see most cash, most liquidity coming into the market? So if you were to section out the times of the day, then you break it into, let's say you break it into 4 hour time, 4 hour chunks. We know that between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. you have Asia, and there's a little gap between pre-Asia open and Asia session between 1 and 3 a.m. where there's usually a spike in gold. So if you're up at that time, and these are English times that I'm giving you, then there's an opportunity to trade between those 2 hours, and I was awake last night for that. Then you have, let's say, 6 to 10 a.m. UK time. So you got European Open, London Open. Again, new traders coming in, FTSE, German exchanges open. So good time for gold, good time for DAX. Then we go across to 10 to 2. What happens between 10 and 2? It's usually a little bit quiet, but 1:30 you have Comics Open. So 1:30 you got pre-US and Comics Open. Then you go from 2 to 6. So between 2 and 6 you got NYSE Open, and you also have news events in those periods. So US news events will between 1 and 3 o'clock. So again, those news events create volatility. Volatility will then create movement, and based on that, that's where we expect to see trends and markets broken out. So perfect time to be looking to trade. What else do we have? Um, Between 2 and 6 p.m., you have London fix. So 4 p.m. London fix, that's when the gold market is resetting its prices. And you then have London close. So also times to think about where you might be able to fade the move of the day. Then 6 to 10 p.m., you've got NYSE coming to a close. Again, another time to think about possible fades in the market. So once you've got your timelines outlined where you think cash is going to be coming into the market that align with the times that you have available, then look for markets that have tight spreads, good liquidity, and volatile. And that's how I pick. That's how I pick my markets. So DAX and gold in the morning, and gold and Nasdaq in the afternoon. Yep, pleasure, Harry. So again, these are things, concepts that you want to contemplate, how you can pick your markets uh, for best possible outcomes. Uh, right, see what happens on the open. 40 seconds. I want to see it push up. Push up. Uh, we sell the news. Well, we'll see. I am gonna hold it a little bit. I have reduced my take profit on this just because it is aggressive for me. This, so I want it to push up. Push up. Okay, now I'm happy to leave the sell stop in. This is the NASDAQ. No sound detected. What's going on? Watch it. Hello. Um, right. Yeah. So I'm leaving the sell stop in now. Jesus. Someone get me a fan. Um, all right. Where are we, guys? Where are we? If it pushes higher, we lose nothing. But see if Powell sinks the markets, has his usual negative impact on it. Push up is liquidity grab. Let's hope so. I like it to push higher first before I sell. Uh, I do want to get risk-free as quickly. Is that a pending order? Yeah, always pending orders, Vivi. Always pending orders. NASDAQ. Tesla shares fall 7% at market open. What? Well, I would expect. Is there anything else that's moving? I don't want to come away from this, but so I've because of what's his name, Mr. Powell speaking, I've reduced my TP for the first TP. Normally it's 20 pips. Here I'm got it at 10 pips. What's uh, gold is yeah, gold's pushing a little bit lower, but we'll see. Is this a 1 minute chart? No, this is a 5 minute chart, but the order was based off the hourly low. Yeah, sorry, I did look at the lower time frame just as the market was coming in to open. I'll stick around until quarter two, guys, and then I got a few things that I need to do. So it looks volatile. It is Powell speaking. Yeah. So remember, whenever there's news going on, you're going to see volatility. I'll tell you what I will do. I've just put a second take profit. Um, who's that? Someone's put a gift or something. So thank you. The hourly wick below and close below creates the setup, then pullback candle sets entry and stop. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. So the same trade was taken on the 15-minute time frame earlier, but I got wicked in and stopped out. So if you have just come in, guys, I did take the same setup just on a lower time frame where I got triggered in and stopped out. Spence, Spenny, Spence, Spenny, come here. My dog is, come here, pal. Bless him. Is feeling it right now. Right. Guys, what would you say your biggest challenges in trading? Just while we're waiting for the market to do whatever it does. What is the biggest? Thomas, just seen your message, mate. Thank you. Uh, why does it's amazing. You start doing lives and everyone wants you to be an agent for their brokerage. L- Literally letting the trade play out when it's a loss. Uh, sorry, Aobami, what's the question? I'm not quite sure. Tech House is a buy. Okay. Well, you trade your rules, bro, and I will trade mine. If it buys, it buys. If I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. I don't gloat. I just share what I do on a daily basis. Same process, same boring rules, same mechanics. The only thing that should be exciting is the end result. Ah, right. Yeah, sorry. This is what happens, Abraham. When you get to my age, your memory forgets the questions you've just asked. When the answers come in, you're like, what was that relation to? Yeah, thank you. Sorry. Um, for me, the feeling that I need to be involved in every market move. Okay, so guys, watch it. Right, your objective as a trader is to be what? What's your objective as a trader? And I think, Wojciech, you're probably like 99% of people. Your objective of a trader is to make money, right? That doesn't mean your objective is to place trade after trade after trade. It is to find a setup that matches your rules and that you can trade consistently. Okay. Now, if you keep changing the setup because you want to be involved in every market move, could you imagine a chef that wants to, I don't know, make a chocolate cake and every day is changing the ingredients and he cooks it for a bit longer, he does a different heat, he changes the chocolate, he changes the butter, he changes the cream. How is he going to be able to compare his results when he's using different ingredients every time? So, what you need to do in order to be able to um, become consistent is use the same ingredients. So, think Bruce Lee. He feared the man that practiced one punch 10,000 times, not the man that practiced 10,000 punches one time. So first thing I would say is whenever you're starting out is focus on one setup, one entry technique. Okay? On that basis, when you have a setup that you are very familiar with. Okay, so here's another thing for you. When you're back testing, the purpose of back testing is just to get a concept to see if it works in principle. Because backtesting, people have this wonderful thing called curve fitting. You can make your backtest work, and then you can do a tweak, and then you can make it work again. What you want from backtesting is to train your eye for a setup to see if it works in principle. Then what you want to do is you want to trade it in live conditions. There's nothing better than trading something in live conditions. So you trade it at 0.01. This is what we call forward testing. And in the medical world, this would be called a clinical trial. So the concept works. Now we need to see what happens in the real world. So a clinical trial comes, the pharmaceutical companies look for guinea pigs, human beings that want to go ahead and test, prepared to take a trial. So they go ahead and take the trial. What does the trial bring out? The trial brings out certain reactions. It doesn't work with people that have certain conditions. It makes people with certain conditions really, really poorly and they can't take it. Yeah. So that's your forward testing. If it works in forward testing with, I would say, let's say nothing worse than a 20 to 25% variance, then you trade it properly. And you keep increasing your lot size until it doesn't work or you have a drawdown, then you reduce your lot size. And then when it starts coming back up, you increase your lot size. Okay. Um, so that's the best way. Now, the other thing to think about is um, how many of you heard of your reticular activating system? So your RAS. So think about if you've ever bought a new car or more, I guess, for the ladies, you've gone and bought a dress or a pair of shoes. Guys, maybe, I don't know, but I think women will probably notice it more. You get an item of clothing and you go out, and the second you've bought that item of clothing or you bought that brand new car, you see the damn thing everywhere. You see it everywhere. Okay? Why is that? That's because you have trained your mind, your subconscious, because you have a physical attachment to it now. You've been and bought and paid for it. But up until the age of, I think it's about 4 or 5, as a baby, your mind, your eyes, peripheral vision, everything that they see, you just absorb it. It goes in, it goes in. But as we go past a certain age, it has to come down to a physical touch, a connection, an emotion. And that's why when you go out, if you buy a car, you probably didn't notice it, but the second you buy a car, you get on the road and you go, oh my God, there's another one there. Oh, there's another one there. There's another one there, unless you go and buy a Bugatti or something like that. Yeah. So this is called your reticular activating system. So when you're back testing, you screenshot your setups. And the idea of your screenshotting your setups is so that when it starts to play out in live, you recognize the setup. Okay. So put a lot more emphasis on the things that you should do, because the things that you do least of will be trading. Trading will be the things you do the least of. The things you want to do the most of is to get you in preparation to be a good trader. So work on mindset, okay? Work on being disciplined. Work on finding a setup. Work on being able to follow a rule. We're going for a buy or a sell chat. We have a sell stop in place just underneath the low of the hourly candle. I'm not in any sells. You'll see a sell or a buy. Sorry, you'll see a trade go live if in the top right hand corner you get an big orange numbers or big blue numbers. Okay, so just the things you want to think about when you're trading. And all right, here we go. We're getting close. I don't know what Pal's saying, and I can't stand listening to him, but okay, we're in. See what happens now. So we've got a 10 pip target, guys. Um, if we hit 10 pips, we go straight to break even. And there you go. That's 10 pips. We secured. We're at break even. So we got some money back, but not all of it. We're probably, I don't know, about 12 pips down on the afternoon. Okay, there we go. We're stopped out. Okay, so we hung around. It was worth it. We got our 10 pips. The next move I would be interested in is if we get a 15-minute candle closure below there. So that's why I shortened my TPs, guys. I shortened my TPs because a new structure was formed. Okay, trades triggered and done, hit TP1 and stopped at break even. So there you go, 2 trades, 1 win, 1 loss. The loss was bigger than the win for that live stream. But how long have I been trading? Since 2009. When I started, none of this was grey, and I had a full head of this. So yeah, I've lost a lot of hair and gone grey in between. But learned a lot of lessons. Guys, any questions before we wrap up for the day? Let me know if you've enjoyed the session. Any feedback would be great. Hey Mark, I've come across your profile a few times on the live section. Thank you. Which broker do I use? Look, I generally don't like to promote things like that because obviously there's a stigma to it, but you can see in the Stan store or my YouTube videos in the description below broker that I use. Okay. Um, stress or genetics? Probably a bit of both. Uh, what broker do you use? Yeah, love the way you explain things. You put it into simple terms. Andrew, there's a reason why I put them into simple terms because I'm unable to put them in complicated terms. Anybody interested in Bitcoin mining? Oh God, why do we have to have people that do these things? Block. Is your website down? Yes, that's down to a company called Higher Level. So right now you'll just get a silly landing page. But you can go to my Stan store. So if you go to Stan store, you'll be able to see things there. But yeah, you'll just see a landing page where you can leave your name, phone number. I was creating a landing page for on here basically, and unfortunately, Go High Level have somehow deleted my website and redirected traffic to the landing page. So I'm in a bit of a mess at the minute. But yeah, my Stan store is still live, so you can see that if you want if but yeah, you can message me on mark@tradeandtrain.com. Can you recommend any book or videos to spend a little time on? Um, Look, I mean, there's a couple of books that I like. Annie Duke's Thinking in Bets. That's not trading specific, but it's about probability and understanding that you can have a really good trade setup and it goes wrong. She was an ex-professional poker player. It's a really good book. I like The One Thing by Gary Keller. So focus on one thing at a time. Um, that's good. One of my favorite books at the beginning was Larry Williams. What was it? I'll show you. Uh, where is it? Uh, God, I can't remember what it's called. Uh, okay, so um, that was one of my favorite books when I first started. Trading Stocks and Commodities with the Insiders by Larry Williams. Yeah, my dog's good. Come here, Spence. He's ah, he's good, ain't pal? So he helps me make my decisions. He sits in here every day. But yeah, trading stocks and commodities. Yes, you're gonna say goodbye to everyone. Good boy. Right. Um, yeah, that was trading stocks and commodities. Spencer. So trading stocks and commodities by Larry Williams is fantastic if you want to look at how futures markets are used to see how commercial traders are positioned, non-commercial traders are positioned. That was a great way to, that was a great sort of starting book. Um, yeah. Any other questions before we wrap up, guys? What about YouTube? Any questions? Um, Standstill link. I'll share that with you now, Rob. One second. Where has it gone? Damn it. Um, oh, uh, so it's just stan.store/trade and train. In fact, let me see if I can. There you go. Found it. There you go. Gold. I'm not doing anything with gold right now. Um, but yeah, on Stan Store you can see my free Telegram channel. You can see YouTube. But that's it. All right, guys. Well, listen. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. I'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. If you're around tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I'll see you then. One bark for sale, 2 barks to buy. Yeah, exactly. Um, let's see what he does. All right, guys. Listen. Take care. YouTube. See you tomorrow.